Right effort, the art of gentle persistence. The misunderstanding of effort. Most of us have a complicated relationship with the word effort. From a young age, we are conditioned to believe that effort is a form of friction. We see it as a struggle against the world, a gritting of teeth, a pushing through the resistance. In our careers, we call it hustling. In our gyms, we say, no pain, no gain. We have been taught that if we aren't exhausted by the end of the day, we haven't tried hard enough. But notice what happens to your body when you think of effort this way. Your shoulders tighten. Your breath becomes shallow. Your mind becomes a place of constant pressure. In the Noble Eightfold Path, we have spent the last few sessions discussing our external lives, how we speak, how we act, and how we earn our living. But today, we move inward. We enter the engine room of the soul. This is right effort, Samma Vayamo. Right effort is not about the quantity of your energy. It is about the quality of your intention. It is not the effort of a soldier on a battlefield. It is the effort of a gardener tending to a delicate ecosystem. It is the wisdom to know when to push, when to hold steady, and when to let go. Today, let's explore how to cultivate an unstoppable mental energy that doesn't burn you out, but instead lights your way. The lute string, the wisdom of balance. Before we look at the how, we must understand the how much. There is a beautiful story in the Buddhist tradition about a monk named Sona. Before becoming a monk, Sona was a talented musician. In his spiritual practice, he was incredibly intense. He practiced walking meditation until his feet bled, yet he felt further from peace than ever. Frustrated, he considered giving up. The Buddha, realizing Sona's struggle, sat with him and asked, "Sona, when you played the lute in the past, what happened if the strings were tuned too tight?" Sona replied, "The strings would break, and the music would be harsh. And what happened if the strings were too loose? The sound was dull, Lord. It was unplayable. And when they were tuned just right, neither too tight nor too loose? Then," Sona said, "the music was beautiful and resonant." The Buddha told him, "So it is with your effort. Too much tension leads to restlessness. Too little leads to laziness. Find the middle, Sona. Tune your soul to the middle." This is the first great insight of right effort. For many of us, especially as we get older or face the pressures of modern life, our strings are perpetually too tight. We are stressed about the future, guilty about the past, and demanding of the present. Right effort begins with a loosening, not into laziness, but into a relaxed alertness. The four great tasks, gardening the mind. The Buddha broke right effort down into four specific tasks. I like to think of these as the 4 pillars of mental hygiene. To make them practical for your life today, let's use the metaphor of a garden. Task 1. Prevention, the fence. The first task is to prevent the unwholesome states that haven't yet arisen. Imagine you see a storm cloud of anger or a seed of greed blowing toward your garden. You don't wait for it to land. You build a fence. In real life, this means guarding the senses. If you know that scrolling through social media for an hour makes you feel bitter or inadequate, right effort is the choice to put the phone down before the bitterness starts. It is the wisdom to avoid the environments that trigger your worst impulses. Task 2. Abandoning the weeding. The second task is to let go of the unwholesome states that have already taken root. We all have weeds, resentment, anxiety, or self-criticism. Right effort isn't about hating the weeds. If you pull a weed with anger, you only disturb the soil. Instead, you recognize it. Oh, this is a thought of judgment. You don't feed it. You don't give it the water of your attention. By simply acknowledging it and choosing not to engage, the weed eventually withers. Task 3. Cultivating the planting. The third task is to invite the wholesome states that aren't there yet. Sometimes we wait for joy or peace to just happen to us. Right effort says we must plant the seeds. This means intentionally practicing gratitude, even when things are difficult. It means choosing to look for the goodness in a person you find challenging. You are placing the seeds of a better future into the soil of your mind right now. Task 4. Maintaining the nourishing. The final task is to protect and grow the good states that are already present. If you feel a moment of calm while drinking your morning coffee, don't just let it pass. Stay with it. Nourish it. This is the effort to sustain the light. We often spend so much time fixing our problems that we forget to enjoy our progress. Right effort is the commitment to stay in the light once you've found it. Overcoming the 5 hindrances. Even with the best intentions, we all face inner gravity, forces that pull us back into old patterns. In Buddhist psychology, these are called the 5 hindrances. Right effort is the tool we use to navigate them. Sensual desire, the constant wanting for something else. Right effort is the effort to be content with what is. Ill will, the pushing away of people or experiences. Right effort is the effort to respond with curiosity instead of reactive anger. Sloth and torpor, the mental fog and laziness. Here, right effort is the tightening of the string, finding a reason to be inspired. Restlessness and worry, the tight string. Here, right effort is the loosening, breathing and grounding yourself in the body. Doubt, the what's the point feeling. Right effort is the effort to remember your why you started this journey toward peace in the first place. Effort in the third act of life. For my viewers who are in the later chapters of life, right effort takes on a very special meaning. When we are young, effort is often about acquisition, getting the job, the house, the status. But as we mature, right effort becomes about refinement. It is the effort to let go of the past. Many people carry mental luggage from 40 years ago, old grudges, regrets about what could have been. Carrying that weight is an enormous, wasted effort. Right effort is the brave act of putting the bags down. It is also the effort to be present with the body. As the body changes and perhaps brings discomfort, the effort is to not become the pain. We put effort into being the observer of the change rather than the victim of it. There is a profound dignity in this. To be 70, 80, or 90 years old and still be putting effort into being kind, being curious, and being awake. That is the most beautiful music a human being can play. The paradox, effortless effort. As you deepen this practice, something strange happens. You reach a state called effortless effort. Think of a professional dancer or a master craftsman. They are working incredibly hard, yet they look completely relaxed. They have practiced so much that the right action has become their nature. This is the goal of the Noble Eightfold Path. Eventually, you don't have to try to be patient. You simply are patient because you've pulled the weeds of impatience so many times. You don't have to try to be mindful. Your mind simply rests in the present. But to get to the effortless, we must go through the effort. We must be willing to do the boring, repetitive work of returning to the breath, choosing the kind word, and staying awake to our own thoughts. Conclusion: the engine of peace. Right effort is the bridge. It takes the right view, the map, and turns it into right mindfulness, the actual journey. Without effort, our spiritual life is just a collection of nice ideas. With right effort, it becomes a lived reality. Tonight, before you go to sleep, I invite you to perform a small act of right effort. Don't look at your phone. Don't worry about tomorrow's chores. Instead, spend 3 minutes simply nourishing a wholesome state. Reflect on one thing you did well today. Forgive yourself for one mistake. You aren't trying to be perfect. You are just tending your garden. In our next session, we will explore right mindfulness, the art of seeing things as they truly are. But for now, take a deep breath. Loosen the strings of your lute. And remember, the path is not a race. It is a walk home. Thank you for being here. If this reflection helped you find a bit of balance today, please share it with someone who might be struggling with the weight of their own effort. Together, we can learn to walk this path with a lighter step.